by the time they fight each other, it's going to be a charity. It's going to be a charity event.
Not you. Yeah. I'll fight you, not you, and I'll take one of these gold or silver belts that everybody gets a piece of.
The bronze belts. Yeah, they're all going to be fighting for charity events with oversized gloves. Now, Mighty Mo returned on the Daniel Jacobs versus Chavez Jr. card. Now, up until this fight, when it happened, 2 days ago or yesterday, I didn't think this was actually a legit fight until it came up. I thought this was the internet making stuff up, you messing with me, and then it actually happened. And this is the worst thing ever. Now, he refused to take a drug test. I don't know if I agree with him or stand next to him on that one, because, I don't think he's going to fail for PEDs, if anything, right, with Chavez Jr. Now, Eddie Hearn had this fight moved from California to Arizona with the quickness. We've seen this once in combat sports in less time, and that was with John Jones. When he failed the test, Dana White had that moved overnight. Now, at least the Chavez Jr. fans, they were moved to another place close to Mexico, so they can still travel. And they had some time to get their refunds and everything else. Now, Daniel Jacobs, the smaller fighter, took the fight. And this was an interesting fight, because...
I just watched this a few minutes ago.
It's fresh on the brain.
And then when I read about it and I saw the highlights, I saw that, it's saying Chavez quit on the stool.
Real substantial.
And then so when I get a background story like that too, when I start watching, I'm looking for the change. I'm like, okay, when is this going to happen? When is it going to turn? And then through round 5, it was a close fight in my eyes.
He was looking good.
Then it goes from he has a broke nose and he can't breathe to he has a broke hand. And between him and his head trainer Freddie Roach, they had their stories wasn't straight. Look, if anybody comes and say, hey, the principal's coming to get you out of class and they need to talk to you too, what's the first thing we're doing? Hey, my boy James called me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know who called me. Anyway, one of my boys called me one time and he goes, hey, yo, if my wife calls you, tell her we went to the movies. And I'm like, you all right? He said, can you just do me that favor? I said, all right, well, what movie? Who drove?
Yeah.
What time was the movie? What theater did we go? I need back. Get your story straight.
Yeah.
So if your nose is broke or your arm is broke or your hand is broke, y'all need to talk that out before you come out. If you're gonna lie to us, make it believable.
Freddie Roach came into that ring like celebrity arm candy on the red carpet. Basically, that's all it was. He was just there to say, "Hey, I got a celebrity with me," right? Because I feel like he probably there did his job, tried to train him, prepare him. But after watching this fight, all I did was learn about his relationship with his dad. It sort of seemed like...
Who looked disappointed? Whenever I think of Chavez Jr., and I was so high up on him, especially... Well, I can't say when he came out as a kid.
High up with him?
Because he's got 50-plus fights.
Yeah.
But I think of I miss HBO 24/7.
What do you do?
I really do. I thought those were great segments. Yeah. And then it was...
I could move to Mexico tomorrow and come back in 2 weeks with 50 fights.
Yeah, for real.
Let's not put too much into that.
Real talk. No, but
I can win them all.
The one thing I thought about, and it's still burned into my mind, was Freddie Roach sitting on the side of the ring, padded up, waiting for Chavez Jr. to get in there. And then Chavez wakes up, says he's not going to make it, and starts doing mitt drills in his living room. and I will never forget that, because it's like, dude, you have a 7-time trainer of the year that you're just like, hey, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
I'm not coming. I'm just going to do this over here.
Yeah.
If Vince Lombardi is training you or coaching you and you say, hey, yo, I'm good. That's a slap in the face. And the fact that he Freddie Roach, they must have paid him pretty handsomely. Or Chavez Sr.
was like, his own villa
or Chavez Sr. was like, come on, man, it's me. It's my son. Yeah. It's my boy. It's my boy.
Do me this favor.
Do me this favor.
Chavez Jr. is... If he was a female, he would definitely be a stripper, because he is searching for his father's approval. And I feel like his dad, I'm going to break him down. His dad, probably his whole life, telling him, you don't need to fight, you don't want to fight, you shouldn't fight. It's not for you. But there's nowhere Chavez Jr. could walk around in Mexico or Southern California without getting some stuff with that name.
If Canelo ever dies, I'm blaming Chavez Jr.
For killing him.
Because, have you seen the way Chavez Sr. looks at Canelo when he fights, man? He's just like, God damn, you're the son I never had.
The son I never had.
Yep. I'm not... you have the name, and you're just over here looking at, God, man, that could, and they got the same amount of fights.
I feel like if Chavez Jr. even never fought, that people would just give him stuff where he's walking around. Oh, you Chavez Jr.?
Yeah.
You Chavez Jr.? What you got? What you got? Now I'm going to make a nomination here, and you tell me if you could agree or disagree. But should we change the name of the Tin Man Award to the Chavez Jr.? Because we can get a Tin Man online and just put his picture right on the head. And this is a legit award. And that would be the most disrespectful award to get.
Yeah.
If you got the Chavez Jr. award. I'll send it to you in any language.
Okay, we can use Chavez as a euphemism, but no, we can't give him the Tin Man. That's my name. I like saying Tin Man.
I do too.
Because it just sounds hollow just saying it. Just no heart.
There's no questions about what we're talking about there. That's for sure. That's for sure.
What was I about to say going into... He said to Freddie Roach, I know this is my last chance.
Yeah.
Is he done? Is he done?
What, last chance in boxing or last chance for his dad's approval?
I think his dad was there on an obligation.
I'm pretty sure that Eddie Hearn made him show up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is your son's purse. This is your purse just for showing up there. You're going to be on the other side of the red carpet walking into the ring with him.
If I was Chavez Sr., I would be wearing my own headband that says Chavez Sr. I don't think I would have Chavez Jr. on my forehead, man. That's just...
He should just get a bed that just says Mexico. Just generalize it. Keep it simple.
That Robert Greene book, 48 Laws of Power or something like that. Yeah, I think it was 48 Laws of Power. One of the things I read in there was like, you never want to follow in the footsteps of a great man because it's so hard to match up with those shoes. You want to create your own path. That way you're never compared.
Yep.
If he was a race car driver, he'd be all good. Yeah. But the fact that you
had to do boxing. This is why Jordan Jr. doesn't play basketball, right?
You ask anybody off the street, give me 5 famous Mexicans. That's not Jose Cuervo or Pancho Villa. And they're going to give you Chavez. They're going to give you Canelo. They're going to give you Chavez Sr. And who else? Who else do you know? Give me another famous Mexican.
I know. What's his name? Pablo. The cartel guy. The cartel guy. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
He's Colombian.
Okay.
Who was the Sinaloa? That's horrible.
Okay, so horrible, no, El Chapo.
El Chapo. There
Chapo.
We go.
Okay, so that's 3. That's 3.
And
Escobar was El Chapo. What is wrong with?
No, was he El Chapo?
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we know 2.
We know 2. Okay.
4 including tequilas.
I'm at a loss.
Yeah. So now,
how about was Salvador Sanchez Mexican?
Yes, I was thinking of him, but
Salvador Sanchez,
the average boxer.
The average boxing fan.
No.
I'm not. No.
Let's just think about popular Mexicans.
I'm not even talking about boxers. I'm talking about popular Mexicans.
Oh man.
So the fact that you're
Taco Bell dog.
The Taco Bell dog, the Chihuahua. Okay, I'll count that. I mean, he's
count that one. That's right.
He had a good run, but you don't. You're forever associated with your pops, and you're a failure.
Yeah.
He better hope his pops
Ken Griffey
never
Jr.
dies.
was the only one.
He's not Mexican.
But only one to be right there in his dad's footsteps.
Yeah.
And succeed.
And succeed. So you got him. George Foreman is his son now. Is boxing, and he's undefeated. Yeah. He's got like four fights.
I heard he's going to take over the grill business, though. We'll see.
Hey, the grill will never go out. That's the gift that's going to keep on giving.
That grill today keeps college men alive right now.
Listen. We talk about it all the time, man. It's hard to come back after. The sequel's always going to be harder than the original. Right. We got Godfather and John Wick.
That's what I was about to say.
There's only 2. There's only a couple of them that you can. That's good as the first one.
Should we mention the guy who actually won the fight, Daniel Jacobs, the Miracle Man?
Yeah.
Did not need a miracle tonight, but what's next for him? Because this was definitely a stay busy fight. He probably could have did the Sean Porter thing and just streamed it online as a sparring match. He mentioned he wants a rematch with Canelo or Triple G.
But if he doesn't get it,
he mentioned Jamal Charlo. I want to see him fight Jamal or Boo Boo Andrade.
Yeah.
The Andrade fight can't happen, but I don't know what's going to happen there. We'll see what Eddie Hearn's got.
He said, even with this, because he said he doesn't really know how to take this fight, his debut at super middleweight, because.
But we know he can handle a big guy.
Well, Chavez walked in overweight for
cruiserweight,
and then he said he felt like he was getting hit by a cruiserweight, so that's the reason why the fight was as close as it was. So,
and still stood there with him. Yeah, that was luckily if it wasn't Chavez Jr., that might have been a horrible decision. So for Daniel Jacobs, he's got a lot of potential opponents. Eddie Hearn has been making some big moves in the U.S. with the zone. The fighters that he's been recently signed, Mikey Garcia to Matchroom Sports.
Hey.
Eddie Hearn came into the British boxing game and trumped over Frank Warren, who's a legend in British boxing.
Hey, I'm gonna play on your emotions real quick. You like
he ain't gonna fight Caleb Plant.
Yeah, I was about to say, if Daniel Jacobs fought Caleb Plant or Billy Joe Saunders, how would you handle that, man?
A lot of weed and alcohol, probably. I mean,
who would you go for?
Caleb Plant and Billy Joe, all day.
You think they both can beat?
I think Caleb Plant can beat Daniel Jacobs easy. Well, not easy. I think Caleb Plant can't beat Daniel Jacobs because he's disciplined enough to box him the whole time. And we see when Daniel Jacobs is forced to think too much, he cannot do it. At least he did it against Canelo. So we'll see what happens. Now, Billy Joe, I ride with Billy Joe to the bitter end. I will go to rehab with him. That's my man. Don't disrespect him.
Would you wear lingerie with him too?
We're not talking about De La Hoya. We're talking about Billy Joe. I don't know. It depends. It depends. I won't rule it out. I won't dismiss it. Everything's on the table. We'll see what happens.
We were talking about Billy Joe. I was like, where did that come from? I guess we were watching De La Hoya.
De La Hoya, is that what?
Yeah, I was like,
that's horrible. De La Hoya made you think about Victoria's Secrets there. Now, Daniel Jacobs, I think Caleb Plant will beat him. Him and Billy Joe would be a very close fight. I don't even know. I'd have to wait till that fight's made because I think Billy Joe could get in his head, but Daniel Jacobs hits harder. Now we're gonna have to move on. Let's talk about Tony Harrison and Jermell Charlo, or Jermell Charlo versus Tony Harrison. This was redemption for Jermell Charlo. This was one of those, scheduled fights that didn't really pan out the first time like it was supposed to. Now, this was a very close fight.
No, it wasn't.
What did you think?
Tony Harrison was beating him.
You think so?
Convincingly.
Wow. Okay.
Convincingly. Being. Just giving him one. I give Charlo 1 round.
Really?
1 round.
We're gonna agree to disagree on this one.
No, I thought it was a close fight. He came out throwing haymakers. He tried to get rid of him. Tony Harrison was in his head, and he looked like the calmer, more convincing fighter throughout the whole time. I thought it wasn't even close.
Now, I hate to agree with you on this one because when I was watching the fight, anytime I'm watching the fight, I'm complaining about the guy I'm rooting for. Even if I want him to win and give him the rounds, he's probably not winning the rounds, right? Because I'm sitting there complaining about what he's not doing.
That's why I always give it to the other fighter, so I'm unbiased.
So,
all right, I'm going to give
Tony Harrison had a hope. He pulled Tony Harrison's record real quick. He had a hope for that straight right hand. Now, he's a natural boxer, and he wanted to walk Jermell Charlo down. And I think we've learned with Eric Salubin, that's not a guy you can really walk down. But the body language... But he
did, which was really surprising.
He tried. It did not succeed. Now, Jermell Charlo got him when he was in and out in the beginning, knocked him down. But then we saw Tony Harrison start to slow down when he got knocked out in the 11th round. Right about the 10th round is when we saw him really start to slow down. Who did he fight before Jermell Charlo the first time?
Ishe Smith.
And before that?
George Sosa.
And before...
Alvin Valenzuela and Swift Herd. Is that who you were looking for?
Yes, Swift Herd. Now, he was winning the Swift Herd fight by boxing and trying to get on the inside and slow down exactly the same way he did against Jermell Charlo. And when he fought Swift Herd, he was trying to box him and get on the inside as well instead of just box him. So he's not physically built for that style of fighting. No matter how good he looks, I think he will lose every time if that's what he chooses to do. Now, Jermell Charlo caught him, and I want to see them run it back. I want a third fight, personally. What do you think? Was it stopped too soon?
So, I thought it was stopped too soon. He had him on the ropes. He wasn't throwing back, but it was only a few punches in. I don't know consciously if the ref tried to save Jermell Charlo's